There's a new update to the public health situation, and this one has a tone and messaging to it that we are being told it is serious. And so I wanted to go back and look at when coronavirus was first rolled out, the headlines that were surrounding it, and how the crypto market reacted. So let's take a look at January 31st because that is when the World Health Organization declared a public health emergency. Crypto market did not care. So we're looking at January 31st, and the crypto market was flat and then continued to climb upwards. So moving on to February 2nd, global air travel is restricted. So if we look at February 2nd, again, no effect. And these headlines are coming from ajmc.com. February 3rd, the US declares a public health emergency. The crypto market again brushes off the headline. The markets continue to march forward. February 10th, China's COVID-19 deaths supposedly exceed those of the SARS virus. So we're looking at February 10th. Again, there's a slight dip, but it could just be an organic dip, and then the market continues upwards. So the crypto market, again, just does not care. On February 25th, the CDC says COVID-19 is heading towards pandemic status. So let's go ahead and look for February 25th. And we can see that there is a slight dip. Again, some of these dips, though, they could just be part of the ebbs and flow of the crypto market. But starting on February 23rd, we do see a definite decline in the market. And February 25th, it continues right through. So lower and lower and lower. About 10 billion, actually a lot more than 10 billion, come off of the market between in these days right around February 25th. The market then stabilizes, and then starting on March 7th, the market has a significant drop and then an all-out crash. So the headlines around March 6th to the March 21st span are that passengers on a California cruise ship test positive. So that falls in line with this March 7th. We see a sharp decline, and then on March 10th, the market holds steady, and then on March 11th, and especially it really happens on March 12th, is when we see a market crash. And so the market bottoms out at $126 billion and then rebounds from there, and then it slowly climbs back up. So now let's look at the precise numbers. So I've pulled these from the headlines, pulled the numbers from the headlines, and then I pulled in February 14th because that is the one time I didn't have a headline assigned to February 14th, but that is when the market peaked during this time frame. And so from the absolute market peak of 308 billion to the lowest valley on March 12th, we had a 59% drop in the market. From the highest peak on the headlines, which was February 10th, was 55% drop. And within March 12th, just intraday trading, there was a 43% drop. So I think this is relevant because we just had a significant announcement to this public health, a significant public health update to this situation. And what will happen is we've already seen some drops, and we've seen that the public health situation, they are, right now they're tempering the language, but they've already restricted international travel to some degree. I think we'll see that continue. And so when you see these initial drops and you see people like Willy Woo out there saying buy the dip, just know that we have somewhat of a precedent. Obviously, this isn't a one-to-one precedent. We can't say this is an exact parallel because the conditions are different, right? We are in the midst of strong inflation right now, so that changes things, right? But we still have somewhat of a precedent to carry forward, and remember that when we see these 5% or 10% days where the market goes down, there can be a much larger drop on the horizon. It doesn't